The COMM day changes from 6 to 3 hours in Pokemon Go are definitely going to be something we need to discuss. So with all that said, let's jump right in. Welcome back, my trainer club. Let me know in the comments below what is going to be your feedback from changing the COMM days from 6 to 3 hours. Excited to see what you guys have to say in the comments below. And just remember, if it is not something that is going to be pleasant or positive, what I suggest is using a definite constructive feedback, because this has already been made a decision for this COMM day. So we will see how it goes. Remain optimistic. Maybe it's gonna be something that's really beneficial for all of us. Who knows what's gonna happen. I am excited to play. As always, I love COMM days. Am I personally disappointed about the 6-hour change differential? I am. Do I understand why it is made? I also do. I do realize and see from my own perspective that a lot of people are not playing COMM day as much as possible. So we're gonna go over a couple different scenarios here. I'm gonna give you what my wins from this are, my takeaways are from this, and the things that are maybe not optimal for me, and then I'm gonna give some constructive feedback and we will see how it goes. Fortunately, we are going to have a month in advance. So we're getting a grand total of basically an exact month to be able to prepare for the April 23rd COMM day. So I understand that some people have work schedules, some people have other things going on, and typically we haven't had too much advanced notice to be able to plan for these things. But now we have a grand total of 3 hours and you have a month to plan for it. So if you do need to maybe rearrange your work schedule or you need to block off that time to be able to play, that is gonna be something that you can plan for. So that's gonna be a very good aspect of what's happening here. And before we jump into this, I just wanna say that I have full confidence in this working out to the best of the player's benefit, number one. Number two, it is temporary, so they're gonna look at a lot of stats that are going on throughout this entire event, and I feel reassured that this is gonna serve the player community for the best, and with the overarching goal of being efficient, providing a lot of community interaction, and really making your time in COMM day worth it to be able to play harder, shorter periods of time with better bonuses. I always think efficiency is definitely a thing, so that is definitely something that has been constantly running through the top of my mind, is this scenario. So I'm very curious to see what you guys think as well. So the feedback was as follows. Let's go ahead and read this together. We also wanted to take a moment to discuss some changes to the community day format. We'll be testing, right? So testing, we'll see how this feedback goes. In 2020, we doubled the length of our COMM day events, extending them for 3 hours to 6. However, we found that only 5% of our trainers tend to participate in the event for more than 3 hours. So let me know in the comments below, do you participate in the event for longer than 3 hours? Because I honestly think that this might not be 5%, but I do think a lot more trainers don't really participate in this, which we will cover in a different scenario. One of the biggest pieces of positive feedback that we received after January's 3-hour COMM day classic was that players and the community leaders noticed how much more the community was out and about during this event. So this is true. I do believe that there was a lot more people out, which I will just cover right now. Number one, I think that one of the things that is a thing that weighed into the effect was that it was a Bulbasaur, and being that some of the other COMM days surrounding this were not so effective, that it really got everybody excited about that. So I think that kind of weighs into the effect here. And then number two, with it being a rewind event, it totally made sense for it to be a 3-hour event. We didn't need another 6-hour event or whatever. In my mind, it was like adding up, okay, we had a 3-hour COMM day from the past, now we have a 3-hour COMM day from the present, and now we have a total of 6 hours COMM day for the Bulbasaur, so it made sense, right? So for me, that made sense, even though a lot of us didn't play. But I think the biggest weigh-in factor for me was that Bulbasaur is a naturally drawing Pokemon, and it does have a Mega, so it's got stuff on top of it, and it was such a long COMM day away that it really made sense here. So let's continue on as far as this goes. You guys can let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about that. So for Stuffle COMM day, we're returning the 3-hour format. Our hope is that by doing so, we'll create even more opportunities for trainers to play together and connect outside as they are exploring. We know that trainers have enjoyed all the extra resources that can be collected during larger events, so we're adding some of the new and exciting perks to Stuffle COMM day to give you the ability to collect just as many resources in half the time, so check them out below. So the resources in the collection are amazing. I think that adding these things into the game does make it so much more efficient, so we can do a whole lot more in a whole lot less time. From that regard, I think that this is really good. We have more opportunity to be able to get candy. The bonuses that are going to be increased, we have 2 times chance of getting XL candy from Stuffle, so that makes it a whole lot easier, so you don't have to catch as many, so you can get it a whole lot easier. Obviously the lore modules, then we have the 2 times catch candy as well, so if you add a Pineapple to that, that is incredible amount of candy. So from this perspective, I I do really think that this could be a positive change. Do you want to play COMM days for the availability of 6 hours and get less, or do you want to have the ability to play COMM day for 3 hours in a specific window, and you will be able to get these bonuses with increased XL candy 2 times, and you get 2 times catch candy, because we're essentially doing the same thing. Sure, you might not be able to have the opportunity to play for 6 hours, you may not be able to morph this COMM day around your schedule, which I think is one of the downfalls, but at the same time you're getting the bonuses, which when preparing effectively, which I think is a very big part of this, it can make a very big impact in the way that you choose or have the ability to play COMM days in Pokemon Go. So that is a big part of what I think that they're doing a great job on from my perspective. Not only that, they're adding an extra special trade, which I've always thought is really good. So it seems like they're taking a lot of feedback, a lot of player base, a lot of things, and additionally speaking, from the lore module bonus, which is the first time we've ever seen, if you catch a certain amount of Pokemon from a lore module, you will get a 30-minute 4 times XP replacement from what was 3 times XP before. So from all these bonuses, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that having the condensed 3-hour time, granted, it doesn't give you, which will be one of my cons here, the ability to play this day whenever you want. Like, you can't just pop in at 12 and play till 3. You can't just pop in at 1 and play till 4. You have to play from 2 to 5. So for me, the biggest limiting takeaway from this is, from a content creator standpoint and from people that obviously have other things going on in life, is that I live stream and I vlog and I want to play, right? So doing those 3 things for me is going to be a whole lot more challenging in a 3-hour window, which is still doable. I could probably vlog for an hour, and if I have a meetup on top of that, I'll have to do the meetup beforehand, which will be like a 1:30 start time, which totally makes sense. And then we can go from 2 to 5, and then we can have the 1 hour-ish to play, a 1 hour-ish to vlog, and then a 1 hour-ish to do the stream. So for a grand total of 3 hours, it definitely feels a whole lot more rushed for me, and I'm curious to see what your guys' feedbacks are. I really like the 6-hour window. I was somebody that did play for virtually the entire 6 hours for almost the whole entire time, so I am the unique 5% in there. If you guys did not play, do you feel like they're being taken away, or do you feel like the added bonuses are really doing a service to us? I think from a perspective, looking at the entire event as an entirety, sure, I'm gonna miss that 6-hour window. Do I think it was the best? I really enjoyed it. Do I think that, optimally speaking, I have always played for the 6 hours? I don't. I definitely took some time. It kind of like made a little bit of perspective that I could take a lunch break, but now at the same time I could just fuel up and be ready and micro focus on this 3-hour window. And I think that it's really gonna be something positive. However, the one feedback that I could give is that I like the 6-hour maneuverability for everybody. But with the planning, I think that it does do a good justice. However, the one thing that I think could be done, as always, is to incentivize people to play during a certain time frame and not punish people that can't play or have commitments or work specific jobs and don't or can't take off. Say you're a server and it's you know, Saturday is like your day and your restaurant opens at 3. I mean, I'm making up a scenario here, and you serve usually, and those are the busiest hours, you serve all the way till 8. So to take 2 hours off isn't really so feasible. So from my perspective, the best optimal situation could be, you get these bonuses during a 2 to 5 window, but you have the ability to play from 11 to 2 as well without the bonuses. Then in that perspective, if you have this scenario, you still have 4 hours before to be able to get in there, and then you can get one of those hours which would have the bonuses, which would totally make up for the entire time. So for me, I always think in how do we add to and create incentives to do, as opposed to how do we take away from and condense and make this scenario. But honestly speaking, I love the bonuses. I think they're gonna be a tremendous way to increase community interaction, which I think is definitely one of the things that we have lacked in Pokemon Go. So whether you are a supporter or a non-supporter of this, I think you can really understand what Niantic is saying, that there has been a whole lot less of people playing together and a whole lot more of independent playing. And I really did notice that when I was in Mexico and I saw the trainers out, and from the COMM days, you know, it's been a lot more of people coming out when they feel like it. You know, they'll show up at 1, they'll play till 3, and then they'll leave. And now with that condensed window, it's like, yeah, you can show up and play from 2 to 4, and then you can leave. And so there's a lot of trainers playing from 2 to 4. So I think from that Bulbasaur COMM day, it really did create a new excitement, a new level. The only thing that I'm a little bit cautious of is that it's Bulbasaur and it's not Stuffle. Like Stuffle, yeah, first time ever. It's gonna be a lot of demand. It's gonna be cool to get that shiny. It's gonna be great, but at the same time, it's Stuffle and it's not Bulbasaur. But we'll see what happens. I'm very curious to see what the feedback is, and I do think that maybe if you guys don't like this feedback, not only did they like drop the box price, which I think is cool, but maybe if you don't like the feedback, honestly, comment below. But the other thing that I could suggest doing is not participating in the $1 research quest line, which is not something that I'm gonna do. I always participate in this, but if you wanna make a statement, maybe a good feedback mechanic would be, because obviously you don't want to play here, is if you normally pay for the $1 research quest line, don't do it this time, just to send a message that, hey, I was more of a fan of the other one. So let me know in the comments below what is gonna be the best thing for you guys. What do you think about this? You have a month to plan in advance, which I think is amazing. There's great bonuses, and I am sitting on board with the bonuses. I am sitting off board with shrinking the time zone and not creating opportunities. So I appreciate you guys as always. To all my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes their support, subscription, participation to the next level. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.